My familiarity with this pair of raven was deep then, and it is even deeper now, and I should say as is their familiarity with me. For 7 years, something like, I've watched this pair who have been together for the duration of my time here. They have offspring every year, and each year I watched in amazement as they ran them through the most rigorous flight training. But strangely the bird already knew how to fly. This was the thing that I was puzzled by, and I studied it over and over again and watched the behavior. 2 birds, devoting weeks of their time, teaching the bird to do something more than the mechanics of flying, which the bird could already do. Each of the pair of parents would perch up in a tree at a distance from one another and make a range of the typical uncanny and unusual raven variety of sounds. This would go on for days, sometimes giving me the impression that the parents were a bit frustrated or the young bird easily distracted and only marginally interested in completing the exercises. A couple years back, Mag and Lou and I watched this carnival of activity with maybe what had been an especially rambunctious and unruly pupil. I tried desperately to get near enough to the action to capture what would have been a truly remarkable photograph, as the parents and their incorrigible youth appear to be genuinely at odds and bickering. Very near to the ground, it was really an amazing thing to encounter with. I am sure I shed my not uncommon tears of some poorly defined emotion, as I just knew I was witnessing a scene rarely so closely observed by a mere human being, and maybe even more rarely so acutely understood by one. It was in those moments that I came to realize that the raven used the sound of their own wings, a very particular sound made by their wings, as a sort of radar. Think about it, it's better than vision because vision can only see the surfaces. I believe that insects and even snails use the sounds their own bodies make to identify the meaning of things, the substance of things. It was around this same time that I witnessed another event without realizing the two were connected. It was a dark and breezy night, nothing too severe, probably early fall I'm thinking. Could dig up some notes and figure it out. That I found myself lying on my belly in the very early morning hours observing a large banana slug closing on a collision course with what I have called a ghost snail. I call them a ghost snail because they appear cream-colored with a blue aura around white flesh. At night, lit in a headlamp, they do at times resemble a ghost.